Yeah.
Cuts in, still with the puck. Nice pass to Zubal. Zubal beats Leach. Leach scores! The waiting is over. The New York Rangers are the Stanley Cup champions. And this one will last a lifetime.
You're listening to the Two Guys, One Cup podcast with your hosts, Shawn and Roc.
Good evening, everybody. Two Guys, One Cup, Shawn and Roc. This episode is titled "The Letter 2.0: Return to Sender." I was gonna have a little Elvis for us, but I didn't have time to come up with it and get it all cued and ready to go. But here we are,
a little Elvis,
deja vu all over again. It's deja vu all over again. I feel like we're gonna party like it's 2017 right now, because we're right back in the same spot. A team that came really damn close. That you got really, You developed a large affection for some of the players, just like we miss, when 2017, it was bittersweet to say goodbye to McDonough and not for you, Nash, but for me, Nash and Stepan and Brassard, the guys who got us there.
Right.
We had some success, and here we are. We had some more success. Didn't get it done. And now it's time to move on. And so here we are. I will move on to Roc. How's it going, bud?
I am good. Nothing like a Friday afternoon presser dump for the Rangers to start a weekend and then go off on the West Coast, and jury as usual is in hiding. And we talked about it on our last show that we needed some kind of understanding of what the plan was, what they were going to do. And on Friday afternoon, we got it. And, I don't like the way they handled it. I don't think it was necessary to handle it in that manner. Now, I don't know if they did the letter for the season ticket holder purposes. You're under the impression, which I don't completely disagree with, but is they decided to do it after the last season ticket payment was already made, which I don't really think they would. I don't know if that would have mattered or not. It's coincidence or what. I just think that it was done very cowardly as our GM is. He is the cowardly GM. And he's starting to really get the wrath of a lot of media. And like we talked about, not only the media in our local media, but nationally. They're calling him media shy, and in some ways they're starting to say, like, they've left Sullivan and the players. He's left Sullivan and the players hanging out to dry in a lot of ways by having to answer questions that he should be the one answering, not the coach and not the players. But I'm not surprised with this guy. So. It is what it is. It sucks.
Yeah.
We're in a shitty spot because we still got 30 some odd games left. I mean, it's sad, Shawn. I mean, we love hockey. You and I, you're a big football, but you're more of a football guy. We're both baseball people, but hockey's our passion. It's what we live and breathe. You and I talk about a lot of things, but I would say 75% of our conversations have to do with hockey related in some capacity, in some form.
I agree.
And it's a lot with a lot of my friends. A lot of my close friends, hockey is our world. It's our life. And for these games to just mean nothing. And for them to have, for these to have nothing to look forward to. It's sad. It reminds me more. This one reminds me a little bit more of the 2003-2004 sell-off than 2018. Only for the fact that they had nobody in the cupboard other than Fedor Tutin. They had nobody in the cupboard. And they made all these trades. They traded Kovalev, and they traded Nedved, and they traded Leach, and they traded all these guys. And, at least they brought in guys that you could kind of wrap your head around. They brought in Joseph Bale. They brought in David Lifferton at the time, who they all these guys who they thought at the time were going to be players in this league. Obviously, we all know how that turned out, but you got to watch those guys play. I mean, let's be fair. They brought up Perot. There's nobody in the cupboard for them to bring up. And you have to think that they may be in worse shape now than they were in 2018. They had a 24-year-old Mika Zibanejad. They had, a 25-year-old Chris Kreider. They had, they had Girardi. They had Buchnevich. Yeah, thank you. They had other guys that you can kind of see, all right, well, they have a little bit of a foundation where they can build on. They had Brady Shea, a young Brady Shea. This time around, I mean, it's really Gabe Perreault. If you want to, I mean, Lafreniere's already been here 6 years. We kind of really don't know what he is. Will Cooley, Laba. I mean, I don't think they're as set up as good from a prospect perspective as they were in 2018. To me, this reminds me a lot more of 2004 when they had really Fedor Tutin and no one else in their farm system.
Well, they got Jarkko Immonen.
Well, they got him on the leash trade.
That's what I'm saying.
Kravchiev, they had, we can go on and on about the prospects they acquired. But I mean, think about all the guys they got that. And
nothing.
You know what, though, to be fair, I mean,
Callahan.
They did get Callahan out of that. They did get Dubinsky. They did bring in other draft picks and other players that, they used Kondrachiev to acquire Peter Sikora the next year from Anaheim. They used him. So they did bring in guys. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But to me, this reminds me more of 04 than 2018.
Yeah. And we're now at the point where I'm rooting for losses because to me, and again, we're not prospects people, but this is,
and we are going to get a prospect person on.
Yeah. Yes. We will try
sooner
to have
than later.
Steve will definitely come on. I've spoken to Steve.
Oh, good. You have spoken to him. Perfect.
Yeah. I haven't locked down a date with him, but he loves coming on our show. So he said he'll come on.
Good.
And there's nobody I trust more than that. And my second runner up as far as prospects is Russ Cohen. I know Russ will come on also.
Right.
Whenever time allows.
Right.
And it'll be good to get two different perspectives on maybe the same players and see how Steve sees it and see how Russ sees it. And
you and I are going to probably have to start diving into this stuff sooner than later too. I mean,
I refuse to.
Well, in the sense where we have to at least know who the guys are in the top 10.
Oh, I know the names. I've watched the highlight videos on everybody, but that's not seeing guys play.
I know Gavin McKenna, and that's the only guy I know. And Caleb Malhotra. That's about it. Other than that,
ready. Get the jersey ready. Will he wear number 6 is the question.
I don't know. Is anyone wearing number 6 right now? My blanket.
It's available. Zach Jones wore it. Now it's available.
Yeah, well, we had a lot of great number 6s. Wade Redden.
Yeah.
What was he, number 8?
No,
Redden 6, right? Wore 6, right?
6, yes.
Yeah. Doug Litz is probably the best 6 we've had in a while.
Maybe.
But I mean, it's sad because, like I said, I look forward to these games. I really look forward to the season and to just have these games to be so meaningless so early.
Right.
And you still got 6 weeks to the trade deadline. You got this stupid Olympic bullshit that I don't even care about. I don't know if a lot of people care about. I could care less about the Olympics. I really can't.
No, neither do I.
I mean, God bless. I hope the U.S. wins. I'll never root against the United States in any capacity. Obviously, I'm a Lake Placid guy. Miracle on Ice, 1980, all that good stuff. I wish they go back to letting the amateurs play. I really do. I don't like my NHL season being disrupted for this fakakta nonsense with guys that haven't played together. I mean, you watch Miracle; these guys played together for a year before they played in the Olympics.
Right.
So I don't like it, but these games being meaningless it's really heartbreaking in that sense.
Well, you have to find things to watch for. So now it's watch for how does Othman look when, in
Right.
his limited minutes, because Sullivan's still trying to win every game possible.
Have you watched any of these games?
Yeah.
Oh, you watched them.
Bits and
I
pieces.
watched a little bit of last night's game. I watched a little bit of the LA game, which wasn't last night, it was the night before. I watched a little bit of Anaheim, but I'm not staying up till 1 a.m. to watch this.
I had hockey, so I watched.
I get it.
Yeah, I watched as long as that went on for.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to find the little things to watch for. I want losses. I want productive losses, meaning at the end of the day, I don't want the win. I don't want the points anymore.
No,
but I also don't want to see abject laziness or give up. I want to see the kids still. I want to see the kids start to play well. And God willing, these guys get moved quicker than sooner than later, so that you can start giving some bigger roles.
right.
And the first thing that I want to see, because I mean, the Panarin thing, I think in Panarin's best interest, because he doesn't like this. What's going on? It's pretty clear he doesn't want to talk about it. He knows it's inevitable. I think that I don't think that goes all the way to the trade deadline. I think that it'll happen sooner.
Okay.
It also may set the market. Like teams might not want to make moves if they feel that there's still a chance to get him.
Okay.
When the day that he is out, Lafreniere moves back to left wing.
Mm-hmm.
That to me becomes one of the most important things that we need to start to see before we can make a true decision on Laf. I'm also not for trading Laf in season. I want to see him play the rest of the season on the left wing, and then you make that decision in July.
Okay.
You make it in the offseason what you're planning to do with him if you're going to move on from him. I think it'll, with his salary cap, with his cap number, you'll get more teams involved if you wait until July. But again, he's been playing on the wrong side this entire time. Maybe Gerard Glant was right when he said the guy can't play the right wing. And I had a buddy of mine that I play hockey with that noticed Nick.
But Shawn, he had his best season on the off wing.
Granted, he hasn't had a good season other than that one season, so it doesn't really say much. But if you watch
his best season on his off wing,
I get that. But my buddy pointed out, and it makes sense. Once he said it, I'm like, when I thought about it, it really made sense. Every time you see Lafreniere in a highlight where he makes like a wow type of play, what is he doing? He's coming from the left side of the ice, cutting through the middle to the right side. Mm-hmm. He's never coming from the right side, cutting through the middle to the left.
Okay.
So he is clearly more comfortable on the left side. He knows how to move in from the left better than he does from the right, because we never see it from the right.
Right.
We never see him do anything from the right. As far as any of his, through the legs or, anything where he's playing free and loose. And that's what you want to see. So he's clearly been blocked by Panarin this whole time. No more excuses from that once Panarin's out. Trocheck.
He was actually blessed. He was actually blocked by Kreider, to be fair. Now Kreider's gone. They did move him to his offside, and he still didn't produce. And they moved him back on Panarin's line to try to get him going again.
Right.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, if you can't score with Panarin on your wing, that guy made Jesper Fast and Colin Blackwell. I mean, got both of those guys new contracts.
Right.
I mean, again, I think
the reports are. Do you believe?
No, I agree. I don't disagree with you. I don't completely disagree with you. I think we need to see that. If nothing else, if he has a great end to the season, you instead of selling him for 50 cents on the dollar, you sell him for 75 cents on the dollar.
Well, I mean, Friedman, was it Friedman or Pagnotta that said that he thinks Drury is going to look to continue to develop Lafreniere, fix him rather than move on from him.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and knock Elliot Friedman in any stretch of the imagination. He's an outstanding insider. But when it comes to the Rangers, he said they were not in on Quinn Hughes, and he was wrong. He does not have the Ranger sources that other people have.
Dreger seems to have it the most.
Dreger does.
Out of the national guys.
Frank Saravelli does.
Yep, Frank does too.
And you know what? You can shit on Pinota, but to be fair, he was the only one that said they were in on Quinn Hughes until LeBron put it out there. So, I mean, take that for what you want. He's normally more wrong than right when it comes to the Rangers, but you know, he also has a lot of connections out west, and he says that Pinota says that the Sharks are interested in Braden Schneider. So I don't know. I don't really know where all that fits in, but you know, as far as Lafreniere, I mean, he's been here 6 years. I'm not giving him away in some ways, but I'm not gonna. I think the longer you hold on to him, I just think these prospect hugging the team does with these guys is they hold and they hold and they hold, and you know, at some point you got to trade somebody, you know, and I understand their thought process, and you know, I guess in hindsight, as a lot of people have been saying over the last 2 years, or like last 2 months, I should say, is I guess you would have traded every guy they wanted to go to Buffalo for Eichel now. Whatever they wanted. Take whoever you want.
Yep.
You want 5 guys? Take them all. Because in theory, I mean, you're right back where you are. I mean, I don't know if Eichel makes that big of a difference at this point, but these guys have no value now. Or have a lot less value than they probably did 2-3 years ago.
Who has no value?
Lafreniere, I don't think has the value that he had. I don't think Braden Schneider has the value that he had. You know, that Boston
I think Schneider's
game,
got a ton of value.
Well, that Boston game, from what I understand and what I've heard, that Boston game, he was exposed big time. And they crushed him after that game. So I'm not 100% sure. You know, obviously he's 24 years old. And Sean, listen, we've seen these guys, and JT Miller's one of them. We've seen these guys leave places and blossom. It's not out of the, but we've also seen Alexander Daig and Nel Yakupov, you know, and Magnus Peljärvi and Jesse Peljärvi and a lot of these other high draft picks who go play south, and they don't.
I want to cut you off real quick just for 1 second.
Yeah,
Yakupov, Peljärvi, who was the other one you mentioned?
Daig,
who we now saw the Amazon Prime documentary on.
I didn't see
all
that.
Guys.
I gotta watch.
Oh,
that.
it's good. It was very good.
I didn't see it.
All 3 of those guys never had it up here. And I don't mean hockey sense. I mean drive. Daig didn't want to play.
Drive though.
Daig didn't want to play. He was super talented and didn't want to be in the NHL. He didn't like it. He lost his passion for it in juniors. It's crazy to think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Johnny Manziel, like in football, didn't want to play anymore. Yakupov, mental case. Peljärvi, mental case. Like these are people with mental problems that just are extremely physically gifted at the sport. So it has a lot to do with why those types of guys didn't make it. Now, don't get me wrong. We've heard the stories of, you know, does Lafreniere put in the amount of work off ice that he should, stuff like that. I don't see him ever. He doesn't seem to be a malcontent. He's extremely well liked by everybody in the locker room. All the veterans took to him pretty quickly, like took him in. Like he became one of the guys at like 21, 22 years old when everyone else was, you know, 29, 30. So I don't see that trait with him. Same with Schneider. I don't see a mental case trait with him. Listen, I'm down to trade Schneider if the return is great. I'm not looking to get rid of him because, like you said, he is 24 years old. He does show a lot of physical traits that you want. He's got the size. He can skate. He can move the puck a little bit. He can shoot a little bit. He plays physical. You know, he puts grown men on their asses.
Right.
And what does that look like at 26, 27 when this hopefully gets turned around? Guy might be a cornerstone type player. I'm not saying a top pairing defenseman, but could be that, you know, that middle pairing guy that you need, that you're just going to be looking for.
Right.
Like I said, when we traded Kreider, the day you trade Kreider, you're looking to replace him.
Right.
And Schneider is similar in that sense, not to the extent of Kreider, who's an all-time Ranger, but the minute you trade Schneider, all the boxes Schneider checks off, you're going to go right back to the scouting board and say, all right, can we get another one of those guys? Because that's what we need. So you're just at 24 years old. Like I say, he's a pending RFA. I'm sure they've already had discussions with the agent to gauge what a contract is going to look like. Is he looking long term? Is he down to just do another bridge? Is he looking for $5-6 million a year somehow?
Right.
Is he looking for just a small, 10% raise? Like what's the framework? So this way, when you go into this offseason, like Keandre Miller, they knew he wanted $8 million a year, and they weren't paying him that. So it was it was easy to move on from him because they knew that contract-wise, they were so far apart on what they wanted to do. It wasn't even a conversation anymore.
God,
so they got to see where that is with Schneider.
Right.
But yeah, him and Lafreniere are just the two young guys that could still be building blocks as they continue to mature. Well, I'm not saying building blocks in again, they're not going to, not one of them's not going to be Adam Fox 2.0 and the other one's not going to be Panarin 2.0, but just foundational players that, as you can't change 20 people on the roster.
Right.
That's nuts.
Well, and I don't disagree with you. I just think I can see them sticking around. I think it's gonna come down to is how deep they're gonna cut this roster. To me, and this seems to be the consensus from everyone, is that you're not putting out a letter if you're just going to trade Panarin and Soucy.
Correct.
So I don't know what that involves, because let's just look at it for what it is. You're probably not trading Zibanejad. You're probably not trading Miller. You're not trading Gavrikov. You're not trading Fox. You're not trading Shesterkin.
Right.
Will Borgen also has a full no move for this season and this season only. He's here. So really, how many guys does that really leave you? Does anyone really want Taylor Radish? Maybe Sam Carrick gets traded. I don't know what you're getting for him. I don't know. I know Trocheck is obviously the hot choice. And I'm going to be completely honest. He won me over in a lot of ways with a lot of the things he did well. And again, I want to preface when I said this, that I never liked him because he always used to kill us. But I also didn't like the move because I didn't think it was a giant upgrade, in the sense where I didn't think it was the giant needle mover. And in some ways I might have been wrong, where he was definitely a better player than Strome. That's for sure. Especially from the face-off dot. He had that big year with Panarin, which Strome never had. Never put up 70 points for the Rangers. So from that perspective, I was wrong. But I do believe that he is your biggest asset. And if you cannot hit a home run, and I'm talking 3 pieces, I'm talking about a bigger package than you, because everyone's talking about Brock Nelson. I'm talking bigger. I'm talking 100%. Like 4, maybe 3, maybe even 4 pieces. Of course, Borgen has a complete no trade clause. You can look it up. They're not putting him on waivers. He's not going to be waived. Anyway, I love him.
Guy's one of the best defensive defensemen in the league.
If you're not going to be literal, you can't be literal. But I lost my train of thought. But you should get at least 4 pieces for Trocheck.
Just Trocheck's on a 71-point pace this year,
and he missed a lot of games.
I'm saying it's pace per game.
Right. Well, he's turned it up. He's turned it up recently. He was not good to start the season. He was not that great when he came back. And he's definitely turned it up since then. Like I said, I think that what it comes down to is what exactly you're getting. And if you're not getting a better package than Brock Nelson, then you tell these teams to go fly a kite. Like, to me, Minnesota, I know we're hearing a lot about Minnesota. What is Minnesota? I know they're looking at this Casey Stramel guy. I don't know a lot about him. I know you brought him up.
Charlie
Stramel. Sorry, excuse me. See, that's how much I know about these prospects. But I've been trying to gauge them a little bit because I don't know who these guys are. But they don't have a first-round pick this year, which I don't know if that matters or if that doesn't matter. Is it better for them to have draft picks in different years, multiple draft picks in different years? I don't know. And they gave up a lot of their high-end prospects for Quinn Hughes. So I don't know. Does Minnesota really? Is that really an option? I mean, it's this guy Charlie Stramel. I don't know enough about him to say is he as good of a prospect as Cal Ritchie was supposedly was?
No, not offensively.
Okay,
so he's a lot like a Charlie Coyle type of player. That's what he projects as.
And we already
Good
got
player.
this
He'll play in the
Casey
NHL 10
Terrence
years
guy
and-
was supposed to be a Charlie Coyle type of player at 20 years old.
No.
And this guy hasn't even sniffed the NHL yet.
No. Casey Terrence is not an actual prospect. He's Casey Terrence can sit next to Bryce McConnell Barker.
You're saying that now, but in the offseason, they freaking said this guy's going to play in the NHL. How many guys said that? So that's why you're saying you don't know what these guys are going to do or what they're going to be.
The other thing that scares me with here's the other thing that scares me with Stramel, however his name's pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
He's an unsigned college guy still.
Well, where's it go to college?
So you could trade for him.
And this turned into RJ Umberger 2.0. See, now
you could trade for him, and then
if the Rangers would have signed Umberger, that trade deadline would have been one of the best guy they got in that trade deadline in 2004. Because they got him in the Martin Rucinski trade. And he didn't sign with the Rangers.
Right.
I don't know what the hell Sather was doing, but he didn't want to sign him to whatever the contract was or whatever.
And Stramel's a Minnesota guy. So he's from Minnesota. I think he plays at Minnesota.
And why does he want to
one of
sign
the Boston school? I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I don't know what the deal is. Yeah.
But
he can't be the center. He can't be the centerpiece.
So then
of a trade.
I don't know Minnesota's. That's why I said to you, I don't know Minnesota's prospect depth to tell you, okay, well, then I want this guy. I mean, I knew
Rossi
Marco
was the guy
Rossi.
to go get.
Well, yeah. We knew Marco Rossi. We knew the Zane Beam guy, what the hell his name was. We knew about him, whatever his name was. Yeah, we knew about him, but I don't know about the other guys.
Here's what I want to do. This is my dream scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a path to it. So San Jose is the team.
I know. I was waiting for it.
You're waiting for it.
Yes.
Right?
Go.
Because I'm going to look at this purely from the Sharks' perspective first. Because anytime you're making a trade, you can't. I hate when people make these trades and all they see it from is their team's perspective. Because that's, to me, that's video game trading. Like, this is what I need, and I'm just going to go. I'm going to reach a meter that says that this trade's accepted, and it'll come back. Like they put it into some sort of an algorithm that approves it. What does San Jose need, and what do they have a plethora of? Because that's how. Isn't that how trading in any walk of life is done? I have too much of this that I can't really get the most value out of, and I need this. So how do I balance that out?
Right.
They need defensemen, and they need experience. What they have a lot of, first of all, they have one of the top 5 players in the league in Celebrini. So he's already arrived. This is not where they're continuing to rebuild. Like, they have their guy who's got 72 fucking points in 49 games already. Like, this is not a project anymore. They have their guy.
Right.
And Alex Wenberg is second on the team rank.
What? So Alex Wenberg second on the team.
Michael Misa was the second overall pick last year.
Uh-huh.
Alex Wenberg is second on the San Jose Sharks in scoring. They just re-signed him to a 2-year contract.
I saw they re-signed him over. They re-signed him over the.
He's playing. Yeah. So he's playing their second line center in that right now. He's playing 20 minutes a night. Wenberg. I think that to get Michael Misa to the Rangers, pretty much my entire roster is available.
Mm-hmm.
Think of how much Trocheck will get from teams.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put in Trocheck, Schneider, and a first-round pick, our first-round pick, which is going to be somewhere in the top 10, the only thing I would do is lottery protect that pick if it's one of the top 2. If they win the lottery, so it's one of the top 2 picks, then they could have their choice of next year's first round pick unprotected or the Carolina Dallas pick, which, take your pick which one you want. But that's 2 prime things that fill 2 huge gaps that they have, because then they could slot Wenberg down to their 3C. They get Trocheck and all his experience and everything that he brings intangibly onto that team. And they get Schneider, who's a 24-year-old right shot defenseman, which is another thing that they need.
Do you really think they're going to give this kid up? I mean, that's my only thing is if they need a center iceman, where's he? Why would they? I mean, he's 19.
He's 19.
I know, but Wenberg's only signed for 2 more years. By the time this guy's ready to play full force,
so
Wenberg's going to be gone.
Smith is a center. Will Smith is a center that they've already moved to wing. So you're going to move Misa to another wing when he's also a center.
Why would it move Wenberg to third line center now and put Misa at number 2? I mean, I'm years old. Right now. I mean,
I get that.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I think that's a pipe dream.
It is a pipe. I'm not saying it's not a pipe dream.
Saying. I don't think they're trading him.
But I don't think that I'm not. Especially, I'm giving them another top 10 pick, and I'm giving them Trocheck, who we've both confirmed is worth 3 to 4 assets, and Schneider, who's worth another 2 to 3 assets. Like, that's an insanely large package when you consider what you can get for Trocheck and Schneider individually in separate trades. You take all of that and you add in a top 10 pick. I don't think I'm that far off.
But you got to hope that you're getting a nice package for Panarin too, because then otherwise
they're not. No. But getting Misa back, that's a franchise restart, because he becomes your targeted number 1 center. For the next.
It's a nice thought.
The guy you build the team around.
It's a nice thought, but I can't see them doing that. That's like that would be like us. That'd be like us trading Lafreniere the year after he was drafted. I mean, I don't. At the time, we wouldn't have done that. Now
trading him for the things that we needed. You wouldn't have been open to that.
We were not trading Lafreniere. I don't care who it was. We were not trading him or Kakko the year after they were drafted. And we didn't need wingers. We didn't need wingers back then.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying.
I mean, hindsight's always 2020, but
no, I get that. But I'm trying to think of an example. If Buffalo had offered us
Will
Jack
Smith,
Eichel
by the way,
then,
Costa. What's that?
Yeah. If Buffalo had offered us Jack Eichel back then for Lafreniere, we wouldn't have done it.
You and I would have done it, but I know they weren't. The team wasn't going to do it.
Why? Eichel was like 23 years old.
The Rangers were not doing it because I think I don't know what pipe dream because I honestly think it's just bad optics. I think that's the biggest problem with this team is that I think they wanted to keep these 2 young players as long as they could, these 2 young stars that they drafted high, and have them be, Leach.
But they drafted Kakko high and they drafted Kravtsov high. And again, these are the ones we still thought they were prime prospects.
I know. Listen,
we didn't need another wing. We needed a center. So you're telling me if we could have gotten Eichel, they wouldn't have entertained that.
You know what, Sean? Maybe Lafreniere was offered for Eichel. We don't know what they wanted. That's the problem. Right. We have no idea what they wanted. It's never been come out. We've never heard it. Maybe it'll be in Chris Jury's book.
We need the book.
And again, nobody has been able to confirm what. And again, we're back to talk about Jack Eichel, but there's nothing else to talk about because
it'll always come back to Jack Eichel.
Because 4 years now, this is now the 5th off season where our GM has failed us. And every year the team has gotten worse underneath him. I don't know what they wanted. I mean, now looking back on it, I would have given them Lafreniere, would have given them Kakko, would have given them Hedl, I would have given them everyone. Every one of those guys. Take them all. Take the whole team.
I get it. But Lafreniere, obviously coming off just being drafted number 1 overall, obviously his value was incredible.
His
value was extremely high.
Let's be fair. When was the last
Bobby
time?
Carpenter, Jimmy Carson.
I mean, maybe back then. I mean, when was the last time you saw a guy like that traded after 1 season? I mean, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
Who are you getting in return?
I'm not.
It's what you're
I
getting
am
in
not.
return.
I am not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, and especially that we know what we know now. I can't even fathom a world where I would say, no, 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 we can't. But you know,
So you're saying the San
you
Jose
don't.
Sharks should
You want
prospect
to
hard
be the GM. You
and
want to be
hug
the
their
GM
prospect
that trades a
that might not
19-year-old.
develop into what they need.
Well, what if I mean, that's the problem, and that's maybe the problem why drafting
18.
the 18-year-old isn't. They should move the draft year up to 19 or 20, because you want to be the GM that trades Lafreniere that turns out to be, the next, whoever, the next big star. Because I mean, Eichel's a great player, but at that point, let's be honest.
So San Jose,
he hadn't proved anything at that point. He went to he went to Vegas and really made a name for himself. Like, he was good in Buffalo, but also remember, he was hurt. He was also hurt.
Yep.
So, I mean, again,
San Jose has not made the playoffs. San Jose hasn't made the playoffs since the 18-19 season.
Wow.
No,
so the year after we sent out our first letter?
If they don't make the playoffs this year, it'll be 7 years.
You know what, no, Sean? They're probably going to be good.
So you're telling me that yeah, but you're telling me that they're not looking to get in and get.
Oh, they're definitely looking to get in.
Well,
that's why they acquired Kiefer Sherwood. They're definitely trying, but I don't know if they're going to trade a 19-year-old guy they just drafted second overall for a 32-year-old centerman. I don't know. You froze, by the way. You still there, Sean? Nope. As per usual, as our show is always so vastly technology. We're such a technical show here. Oh, you froze for a minute, pal.
Yeah, no, I froze for a while.
Oh,
I don't know if I have too much. I'm using my work laptop because it's better.
Well, it wouldn't be one of our shows if we didn't have a technical problem. So,
seriously,
we're only doing this 5 years. You would think at this point we'd be able to figure out the technical aspect of this. Still looking for a producer. Anyone out there? Anyone's 18-year-old son that wants to, or 20-year-old son that wants to produce our show? We're taking applications. But yeah,
we get college credit.
I know. I don't. Right. Yeah. I mean, I mean, hindsight. The hindsight's always fun to go back and revisionist history. But I mean, again, we are where we are. And then we were so. I mean, I don't. I mean, Trocheck, I think, is going to get you the biggest package. I also think you're going to get a nice package for Panarin. I don't think there's just going to be one team he's going to go to. I think there's going to be, if all you need is two teams. Right. And that's it. All you need is two teams. They're going to retain 50%. All you need is two teams. And then you just bump up against each other. And that's it. I mean, obviously, it'd be great if there's more. I mean, I know Dallas, they said, is involved. I mean, Washington, apparently, I heard Washington, and I've heard this from a lot of different things, and I've listened to everything. I heard Washington's in, and I also heard Washington's not in. I don't know about that, but it's the same teams. It's Colorado, Dallas, Washington, and Carolina. Those are the four teams I heard, and I heard like other periphery teams.
All teams with no prospects.
Well, Washington's the only
all
team
teams with no prospects.
Well, usually if the team is good, I mean, you're going to get an Owen Tippett type prospect back, a guy that hasn't put it together. That's probably who you're going to get back.
Yeah, that's fine.
A first.
You're not getting a first back.
Yeah, you are.
It's going to be similar to Brad Marchand's return. I don't know
why. Because Marchand only said he was going to Florida. So Marchand said he was, and they wound up getting a first from Florida because they went to the Cup final. So, I mean, then I mean, you kind of play chicken. Like I said, if you have two teams that want him, that's what it's going to come down to, and you play them against each other. I think you're going to be surprised with the return for Panarin. I think it's going to be better than we think.
I will be, because I'm not expecting anything more than a second-round pick.
I think it's going to be more than that.
I hope so. I
mean, I think it's going to be more than that. And Panarin's a better player than Marchand too.
Same level, in my opinion. They're both.
I don't even think even at $5.8 million, I don't think Florida can do it. So I don't even know Florida is even an option. I think maybe Colorado. He's talking about maybe getting an extension. I don't even know, like, if he's a free agent, like who's paying a 34-year-old player $11 million times 6 years? Is a contender doing that?
No, I don't think.
I think if you're a contender, I don't know if you're giving Panarin 6 years at 11 million. I don't know what the Rangers offered him, but obviously it wasn't it was insulting, I guess, from all accounts. But I'm going to be honest with you. Losing Panarin is going to hurt more than any guy they lost in 2018. For me. Because to me, he was your best player for 7 years. I mean, he lived up to everything you would have asked for from a player, and a lot of places where. What are you doing?
That was terrible feedback.
Oh. now you're on. Now I hear you twice.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah.
Don't mute this.
It's pretty cool though. It's like you have a twin.
I can't get the volume off on this.
Oh, really? Anyway.
Hold on, let me
get
the fuck out of this.
Fun. But losing him is tough. It's going to be tough for me. Best free agent signing, in my opinion, and maybe it's in New York history.
Yeah, it's tough.
He gave like I said, and my biggest issue with him, and I've said this 1,000 times, is he is a nice player, a great player on a great team. When you're asking him to be the guy, it's Marian Gaborik.
So isn't that similar to Marchand? They're both Hall of Famers, but neither one is like that unquestioned, as Mike Francesa would say, they'll go to the Hall of Fame on roller skates type of guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
they'll both get in, but
Panarin's going to get in.
Marchand, I think, gets in before. Like on the list, on the ranking list, I would have Marchand I would have him higher.
Well, because he won a cup.
Won a cup, his stuff with Team Canada, the international play. Like, there's a lot there. I think he's more highly regarded than Panarin, regardless of Panarin's scoring.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, maybe because he's Canadian. I don't know. If you're asking me who I would take, Marchand is a pain in the ass to play against. But I don't know. That's a tough call. I don't know. I'm looking through it through Ranger colored glasses because I can't stand Marchand. But
right.
Again, I think he's been a great Ranger. It's sad the way it's ended. But that one's going to hurt. The way you felt about Rick Nash is the way I'm going to feel about Panarin. So it's a bittersweet ending, unfortunately. But we're right back where we are. We're right back where we were because they signed him. Because he really escalated, that rebuild that they put in front of them. Because I think if you just bring in Trouba, Trouba's 25. You sign him for a 7-year deal. You got him till he's 32. Maybe he's there.
I'm gonna log out and log back in. So just keep talking.
Sure. maybe maybe Troop is still around when the rebuild's over, if it lasts 7 years like it has with San Jose. It's credible to think that San Jose hasn't made the playoffs for 7 years, considering how truly consistent they were for so long, with Thornton and with Marlowe and with all those teams, with the Vakov and all those guys. But that's really going to be what team's going to need to do. They're going to need to find their own, Joe Thornton trade to bring in that star. I mean, that's the only way they're going to be able to turn it around quickly. We're hearing a lot of whispers about Jason Robertson. I don't know if they have the assets to get him. Especially if they trade Schneider to San Jose or somewhere else. Maybe they hold on to Schneider and maybe use him in a bigger deal. I'm not trading Schneider for a first-round pick. I'm not. We did that. We did that with Brady Shea. I'm not trading Braden Schneider for a first-round pick. I'm not trading a 24-year-old defenseman for a first-round pick. I'm holding on to him, and I'm trading him in a bigger trade. Again, I don't know what Dallas is looking for. I know they have cap, restraints that they have to deal with. I don't know. Maybe the Rangers go the offer sheet route. I don't know. Everything's on the table. Everything's on the table. Yes, Mike. Panarin by far is the best free agent signing in Rangers history, if not in New York history. I mean, give me another guy that has come here and has been the leading goal scorer by a mile for 7 straight years. Well, he's not even close. I mean, before Panarin got here, we've had a guy. I went back and looked at some of these old seasons where guys with points, and there were seasons where you had guys leading the team with 58 points. And it was multiple years in a row. You got a guy that came in here and put up 90 points for almost 7 full seasons. Obviously there's a lockout shortened season, and then there was a season where he escaped to the gulag. But every year that he's been here, he's been on pace for 90 points in a full season and led this team in scoring every single year. Give me another player. I don't even think Messier did that. We know he wasn't their leading point scorer in 94. Every year for 7 years. And you could argue, he's one of the best Rangers I've seen in my lifetime. From an offensive standpoint, he is one of the best 5 Rangers I've seen in my lifetime. It's Messier, it's Jágr, it's Leach, Marian Gaborik, and him. That's it. Just pure offense. You want to throw Mike Gardner in there early on? That's another guy. But, just guys that came here and gave you everything. And especially since, if you want to even go from the lockout in 03-04, those 3 guys that I said, Panarin, Jágr, Gaborik, those 3 guys, talent and offensive prowess and all of that stuff. Panarin did what he was supposed to do. They didn't surround him. Like they didn't surround Gaborik. Like they didn't surround Jágr. Listen, Crosby's a great player. Gretzky was a great player. Lemieux was a great player. Yzerman was a great player. But look at the supporting cast those guys had. It wasn't just them by themselves. You got to surround them with other great players. We want to sit here, we want to wax poetic about 94. You had Leach. You had Zubov. You had Steve Larmer. Kovalev was emerging. You had a lot of top offensive performers. Panarin came here and did what he was supposed to do. The problem was they did not give him the support staff that he needed to win. And that's what it comes down to. That's the sad part. And that's the unfortunate part. You know, Kreider's a great player. Zibanejad was a good player. You know, they go down the line. The problem is they did not get he needed a 1-2 punch. And you'd hope Zibanejad could have been that for him, but he wasn't. He was not up to snuff. And in this day and age, you need to have two premier players, especially up front. And they haven't had that.
You need to. Artemi Panarin, the strong silent type.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do. Sorry about the technical issues, everybody. I figured I would try my work laptop, that would, I don't know, be better because I could use two screens a lot easier with my work laptop than my regular one. I don't know what was going on with it, but it kept going in and out the entire show. So okay. I had to sign off and come back on using my regular laptop, and away we go.
So I just gave a nice 5-minute rant about Panarin and how he was as a Ranger. Lundqvist was, you're right, guys, go back and look at those Lundqvist teams. And I mentioned it, I was just talking about it. You know, 50, I mean, you're talking about the guys that led the team with 50 points. You know, I saw one season.
Different era, though.
Gomez, I think, led the team.
But 72 points. Yeah, but a different era. I mean, Jamie Benn won the Art Ross.
It wasn't a different era, though, Sean, because Prita Pruka had a career season. He scored 30 goals as a rookie.
Yeah,
coming out of the lockout.
And had what, 55 points?
I'm just saying, like, I mean,
Jamie Benn won an Art Ross in with 85 points or 86 points.
Maybe. Well, I mean, what about the Yager one? I mean, what's it called? Nylander had 70 something points, right? Almost 80 points. Straka. I mean,
you're talking one of the top 10 greatest players of all time had his best season, and his line mates, they got theirs.
Well, we saw that with Panarin 2 years ago.
Right. No, you're 100% right. It's a very similar situation. But league wide, I mean, no one's winning an Art Ross trophy with under 100 points anymore.
No, so you're right. I mean, but these guys are putting up big points now. They are all scoring 100 points.
So I'm saying it's a different era than Matt Zuccarello leading the Rangers with 56 points, and them going to
definitely lead them in scoring 1 year too. I went back and looked.
Zook was always the one doing it.
I went back and looked at a lot of the old rosters. Just, I don't know. I was bored one night, and I could have sworn it was like 3 years in a row that the leading point scorer had 50 points. What happened?
I need to make a meme. There's that the meme that always goes around where they show the man and woman in bed, and she's like, he's probably thinking about other girls. Mm-hmm. And the guy's just like rolled on his side, and it gives like a bubble of what they're really thinking about. Like for you, it's like Kelly Kissio hit a post in 1989 that would have
I know, it's the sickness. It's the true sickness. I need help. I should be on a medication and injections. Yeah, it's terrible. But no, it's really our young players never improve as time goes on. Why? Your guess is as good as mine, Patty. I don't have any idea. And you know what, though? It's not the young defensemen and the young goaltenders. It's the forwards that are the problem.
How much pressure is there for these kids? Forwards come in first. Here's two things. The forwards have come in much younger than the defensemen. I mean, Ryan McDonough and others played a couple of years in college, didn't come here until they were 20, 21, 22.
Delzato did.
Delzato came at 19, and look at how he flamed out.
Yeah. Well, still played 15 years in the league.
Retired at 33.
Really felt like longer than that.
I'm just saying, in general, though, the forwards have come here younger, and they're thrust into position. They're damned if they do, damned if they don't. They're thrust into positions where they feel they have to score right away, like Chris Kreider, who came up at 20. and it took him some time, or they bury him on a third line like Kako, and they don't develop. So, is New York City the place for kids?
It was Derek Stepan, but that was the 48 game season. He still had 44 points.
Yeah, I remember the conversation, a legitimate conversation about him and Tavares. Who was better?
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Yeah. Is New York the place to develop young kids?
Well, they got to figure something out.
Vegas learned it's not. Young kids developing in Vegas, that's not something they even want to entertain. They trade them all.
Zuccarello, whoever said that, he did lead the team in points 3 straight seasons with 50 points.
They were all carbon copy seasons.
Yeah. Rick Nash led them 1 year. He had 69.
Yep. You like that? My boy.
Mika, 18-19. That was his breakout year. Mika, I was just looking at Mika. He put up, so he was 24 when he came to the Rangers, or 23? He was 22. How old was he?
23.
23. So his first season with the Rangers, he only put up 37 points as a 23-year-old. He did not break out. I know. And then his next season, he put up 47, which was the year they sent out the letter.
Right.
So Zuccarello led the team in scoring with 53 points. Second was Zibanejad. Third was Hayes. So they did have Hayes. So they did have Kevin Hayes, who was a younger player. They did have Buchnevich. They had JT Miller, who they wound up trading. They traded Gabrick. They did have BC, who was still young at the time. So this is what I was trying to say to you before, where I said, well, I think they were in better shape.
I agree with you.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if we were on the same page. They did have David Desharnais. He only had 28 points.
I still remember
they had Neil Pionk too. I'm saying they had a much better team than they do now. They should be rebuilding now, not retooling.
Well, I still remember making the argument back then when I had my solo show back in the day. It was during when the letter came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I said back then I couldn't understand the average age of their core players was like 24 years old. Why would you issue a letter and rebuild when everyone's still in their 20s?
The only thing I could think of, and I thought about this because I thought you might bring this up again, was maybe they put out the word rebuild. Because who knew if Panarin was going to fall in their laps? Let's be fair, Sean. If Panarin doesn't fall in their laps, if Panarin goes to Colorado or goes to the Islanders, we're talking about a totally different history.
I think the letter had a lot to do with the rationale and setting the expectations for the fan base that they were going to move on from Zuccarello and McDonough.
But they did move on from Zuccarello to the
next year. Yeah, the next year.
Right. They did move on from McDonough, which I think they forced that trade. And I will go down in my life that I think they forced that trade. They should have held on to him for 1 more year.
They were petrified he was never going to recover from the shoulder injury.
Oh, he's still fucking playing 8 years later.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And playing
are you surprised? I mean, the guy was a freaking physical specimen.
Right.
Do you really think he wasn't still going to be playing?
To a lesser extent, it was Brad Park all over again. You traded a guy who should have been a 15-year, 1,000-game defenseman for you, and you traded him too early.
Yeah,
and you got nothing back. And you traded Miller along with it. It really goes down as one of the worst trades of all time.
I mean, they had a lot of guys still here. They required Ryan Spooner. They got him in the trade, so they got another young player.
But yeah, they had Miller, Mika, and Hayes. You had 3 young
Miller
centers.
Was traded at the deadline.
I'm saying go when the letter was issued. When the letter was issued, you had 3 young centers that you were set up. You were set up. Listen, it's to me, it was Jeff Gorton coming in and wanting to put his stamp on the team. The same way Drury's doing now is Drury.
I just think
got praise. He's gotten praise and criticism with a group of guys that were, for the most part, not his. They were Gorton. They were the team that Gorton built.
100%.
So it's now time for Drury.
Well, let's be fair. How many of the guys did Gordon bring in from that were Sather's guys? I mean, did he get rid of that were Sather's guys? Nash, right? Nash is a Sather guy. You know, I mean, a lot of the guys that Gordon wanted to, is that what you're saying?
I'm saying Gordon, the day he got the job, he was, all right, let's rebuild this. He got the job 2 days later. He traded Broussard for Zibanejad. Not 2 days later, but you know what I mean? Like that was, he moved right away to get the ball rolling and turn the roster over.
Jeff Gordon
do his
Jeff
thing.
Gordon, Chris Drury isn't a speck on Jeff Gordon's rear end as far as good of a GM as Jeff Gordon was.
Well,
Jeff Gordon is a much better general manager. Chris Drury's been here 5 years. Give me the trade that Chris Drury has made that has pushed this team forward.
No, there isn't one. There isn't one.
Now name me the trades that have set the team back.
Really just Buchnevich. What other trades set them back?
How about Patrick Nemeth trading him to signing him and then fucking trading him for 2 second-round picks, which are still this year?
I get that. That doesn't bother me. That bothers you.
It bothers me, Sean, because that's capital. That's assets. Wasted assets. Wasted.
Every single team in every single professional sport robs Peter to pay Paul. And that's what that was. That's all it was.
How about Riley Smith last year?
So what?
That was a stupid signing.
Didn't they get a 3rd-round pick for him?
Yeah, which they then traded for a year and a half for Carson Soucy.
Okay.
Let's see what they get for Soucy when they trade.
Let's see what they get for Soucy. This part is the all complaining for nothing part. This is not
my point.
Problem.
My point is
Jeff Gordon
done nothing to move this team forward.
I get that.
Everything that was done before he got here.
Jeff Gordon's drafting was horrific. Horrific.
Okay. Has Drury's been better?
We don't know yet. The jury is still out. Othman's not looking good. Othman didn't, but Drury hasn't had a top 10 pick. And how many did Gordon have? 5?
Yeah.
All right, so
I'll give him that.
Yeah. Othman is the highest.
I mean, he did trade up to get Keandre Miller. He did trade up to get Keandre Miller, which they were able to turn around and move.
That was a hell of a trade for Drury, no?
We'll see. We'll see what Brandon Morrow turns into.
I get that, but
Scott Morrow, excuse me.
Scott Brandon Morrow, but also got but he got the 1st and 2nd round pick, and he turned around and used that money to sign Gavrikov, who's been excellent.
But how does Gavrikov help them now if this team is fucking rebuilding?
But that's why it's a retool, my friend.
I don't know, Sean. They are going to have to, and
let's see what you didn't hear this yield. Let's see what the trades yield.
You're absolutely right, but I can only see what I've seen so far. The only way this team turns it around quickly is if a superstar falls into their lap. That is the only way.
But I think
the only way.
Like I've said from day one when we started talking about before the letter, when we started talking about them moving on from guys, I said you got to what he needs to do is target the 21 to 23-year-olds that are blocked, that teams don't want, that they're due raises, and teams can't use them. They can't fit them into their plans, and that's who you have to go after.
You
trading Trocheck and Schneider for draft picks. What?
Would you offer sheet somebody?
No, that's who I would be trading Trocheck and Schneider for. I'd be trading him for those types of guys.
See, now this is my opinion. Is that I don't know with Jason Robertson what's going to happen with him. He wants $12 million the way Mikko Rantanen. Okay, I can wrap my head around that.
Right.
See, I would want to see I wouldn't trade Schneider. I would use Schneider in a bigger trade
than Robertson.
For Robertson.
No, you trade him for Robertson.
Yes, in a trade for Robertson.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm not trading Schneider for a 1st-round pick.
No, I don't want picks.
Okay. We traded Keandre Miller for a 1st-round pick. We traded Brady Shea for a 1st-round pick. It's been the way this kind of has gone, where we haven't wanted to sign, or we wanted to get rid of this young defenseman, and we just dump him for a 1st-round pick. Well, that seems to be the way it's gone.
They traded Miller. They wanted that 1st-round pick so that they would have that asset to add at the deadline this year. That was their plan. Their plan was not this.
Well, their plan was to sign Kiefer, to trade for Kiefer Sherwood 3 weeks
Right.
ago.
Well, that's my point. Their plan was not to write a letter this year. They thought that they were going to be a contender.
I mean, they were delusional.
They weren't delusional. The
Oh,
roster
Shawn, come on,
still
please.
a
They
good
were
roster.
not good. They were
As a
not
team.
good. They
As a
weren't
team.
good last year. Why would they be any better? Give me an example of why in your God's name would you think this team was going to be better than they were last year? Because Connor Sheary or Brendan Oppman or Taylor Radish? You took Kreider off the team. You lost 30 goals, and you added nothing. You added a 15-goal scorer in Taylor Radish. Maybe. I don't even know if he had 15 goals. Then you have question mark after question mark after question mark. And the only one that came to fruition this year that actually played well, better than he did last year, was Zibanejad. Everyone else has been worse than they were last year. Everyone. Nobody's been better. Even Edstrom, who I love, he can't stay on the ice. Rempe's been worse. Everybody. Schneider's been worse. Everybody. Every guy that was on this team last year has gotten worse, except for Zibanejad, which is shocking because every person he loved was traded away, and he got better. So explain that.
Yeah.
God bless him. I'll tell you, he's shown me a lot this year. He really has. I will give him. I was all over him last year. But all things that he's gone through, he has given you everything you could possibly have asked for this year. But everyone else has failed. Panarin, I guess, hasn't failed. He's what he is. I mean, he's not 100-point Panarin. He's where he is, 90 points. He hasn't gotten better. He hasn't gotten worse.
Right.
He's right where he normally has been or where he was last year. But to sit here and look at this team objectively and say they're a good team, I mean, Cooley's regressed. Lafreniere, it's possible for Lafreniere to get any worse than he was last year. It's possible. I don't know. I mean, I love your optimism, but I just don't see what you see. I never saw it.
This team this year has played 11 games where Panarin, Trocheck, Miller, and Shesterkin were all in the lineup together, and they were 7-4 in those 11 games. That's a 104-point pace. When you think about this season, it's how many games they couldn't score 2 goals in that they lost.
Right. Whose fault is that?
But they were missing guys. Someone was always out of the line.
Guys to start. I mean, I know they're missing Trocheck.
Trocheck, yeah.
But are you depending on Trocheck to score 35, 40 goals for you?
He's a 70-point player again this year.
We had one 70-point season.
This year he's playing at that pace. This year. So you had that guy out of your lineup. That's huge. Your second-line center's out of the lineup, which made everyone have to move. That kills you. Especially when, again,
Shawn, if
you only needed one goal.
If you can't win without one guy missing, what are we doing?
And then Igor's out.
Igor's out now.
Miller was hurt. So hold on. You started the season.
I'll give you Fox. To me, Fox is the biggest linchpin.
Hold on. You started the season without Trocheck and with a Miller who missed all the training camp and clearly wasn't himself to start the season, the first 10, 15 games.
Okay.
So that's really, even though one was in the lineup, you're really missing 2.
They're probably better than what they are, but they're still not a good team. They're still not a cup team.
But then when the mental part of it comes in, when, again, it's human nature, you lose that, you get shut out at home that many times. Because when they went on the road, they had the best road record in the league.
They still have a great road record. They're
Right.
16-11. Above 500.
And that's
they're
what
5 games above 500 on the road. And
Right.
they're the worst team in the Eastern Conference.
Right. But that's my point.
But the problem is there's a lot of mental problems with this team.
Right.
And that's, to me, that's where the cleansing needs to come. And again, I know you.
But that's where my optimism comes from, is they're capable, because they show it in all the road games. They show you that they're very good.
And that's another reason why this Fakakta fucking Olympics thing, because don't tell me that in a lot of ways that JT Miller wasn't playing fucking hurt this year because he needed to be on the fucking Olympic team.
Probably. It's probably I don't think you're wrong about that.
I mean, give me a fucking break with this stupid fucking Olympics. I'm not watching 1 minute of it. I'm boycotting it. Not watching 1 fucking second of this Olympics.
This is Rock's No Kings protest.
Ah, dude,
No gold medalists.
I gotta be worried about the fucking Olympics.
No gold medalists.
You know, you and I shell out thousands of dollars in Rangers season tickets. I gotta worry about the fucking Olympics.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here with this fucking Olympic bullshit. Let the fucking amateurs go back to playing. I just, like I said, I mean, maybe but the problem was the salary cap. I mean, you want to sit here. I don't want to, I'm bitching about trading Kreider, but you had no choice. I mean, the problem is that they took out Miller out and they replaced him with Gavrikov, but they did not replace Chris Kreider. They did the sign of the cross and prayed to the heavens that either Conor Sheary, Brandon Oppen, or Brett Berard was going to score 40 goals this year. Right. Or a combination of that. Oh, it's my friend Nick. Very good goalie. Very good goalie.
That's funny. We just linked up on Facebook the other day. He's a real estate guy.
He is. Yes, he is. He is. He was one of our goaltenders when we won our championship for Kellenberg.
Oh, there you go.
Very good goalie. And he'll tell him. Ask him. He'll tell you.
He'll tell me. All right. He's one of those guys.
Yeah. Oh God. World we went to high school together. Nice. So yeah, it's just frustrating. It's like every year you think this is the year. We're right back to where we were. We're at square one again, and you know that's where we are. It's frustrating.
The wagon circle.
It's awful.
Oh, you had a wrist shot, huh?
I did. I did. I had a Peter Nedved-esque wrist shot.
That was when I had my torn adductor last April. That's the thing that left me. My wrist shot has never come back. I have no torque.
Really?
Slap shot is fine. Skating's fine.
It's body weight stuff.
My wrist shot, I can't transfer the way I used to.
Dude, God bless you for still being able to play. I mean, I got on the ice with the girls in Lake Placid, and I'm a little bit heavier than I should be right now, or I was. I've actually lost weight since then. I've lost almost 10 pounds.
Nice.
But the holidays are always brutal for me. It was hard moving, like just shifting from side to side, and that's really my biggest problem now.
Right.
Is the shifting from side to side. It's everything else I'm fine with. It's the stopping and starting and moving from one side to the other. But God bless you for still being able to play.
Dude, I'll tell you, because we had a break from the 2 days before Christmas. I think the 23rd or 22nd was our last game, and then didn't have a game until January 14th. Having that long of a break.
Oh yeah, I forgot it.
And then playing 3 nights in a row.
Fuck, dude. Your body just doesn't bounce back anymore. I go to PT for my back still.
Yeah.
And I got up to almost a 2-minute plank. I didn't go to PT for 3 weeks between me being sick, the kids being sick, Christmas, all the other stuff. I'm back down to a minute 20. I just haven't been here for 3 weeks, and I lost almost a minute off of my plank. It's incredible.
Sneakers or no sneakers on the plank?
Sneakers.
Yeah. See, I could do a plank. I could do a plank forever with sneakers. Take sneakers off. Fuck, I'm gassed after like almost 50 seconds. Yeah, it's so different. Because your feet are sliding unless you're really.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
True. I didn't think of that. That's a good point.
Sneakers is like putting your feet against the wall almost.
Yeah. Well, it's not totally like that, but yeah, I got it.
This is definitely the content people have tuned into here.
Well, listen, how many times
45-year-old fat guys doing
yelling about Panarin and Lafreniere and Kako or Philip Hedl, or how many times do you want to hear us talk about that?
I don't know. Maybe Laf could do some planks. Find out what his plan
is. Guy is red-faced after every shift. I mean, the most out of shape 24-year-old I've ever seen.
It's so aggravating because you see the signs, you see him do things, and you see him have games where he's the best player on the ice, and then he disappears for 10 days.
I'll tell you that Winter Classic, Sean. I mean, we both watched it. He was fantastic in that, and and then he was even great the next game. I believe it was the next game.
Yeah,
that they played. I thought he was decent. That was against Buffalo.
He had the puck. The Winter Classic hit him and Mika.
Yeah, Mika was fire.
But Lafreniere had the puck. He had the puck the whole night. They couldn't take it from him. He had his head up. I mean, 3 primary assists.
Yeah, no, he was good.
And it wasn't a primary assist where he just took a shot and it bounced off someone.
That's what I think will keep teams interested.
Because you see it.
Is that you see glimpses. But who knows? I mean,
that's why I don't want to get. Unless
someone they might not trade him.
They might not.
They might not trade him. I mean, the only way I think they would trade him is in a bigger trade. You know, maybe, I don't. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what. I know Dallas's salary cap situation's rough, but I don't know what's going on with Sagan. I mean, he might be done. Who knows? I mean, but all these guys.
He's out for the year, isn't he, Sagan?
Well, he's out for the year, but I don't know if he's signed for next year or not. But I mean, would you trade Lafreniere and Schneider for Robertson?
Yeah.
I think I would too.
Because Robertson's just proven to his 40 goals.
I also think in a lot of ways, and as bad as this is to say, I think you kind of need to just clean house. I think you almost need to start over in a lot of ways and start fresh with a different mindset. You know, I remember years ago, Taylor Hall talked about that when Edmonton was bad and they just was losing and losing. That after a while, you get that loser mentality. You get that loser image in your brain that you can't get out of it. And especially for young guys, you kind of lose your way a little bit. I just think this team needs to be cleansed, and you can only get rid of certain people. You know, try to get rid of as many guys as you can. As long as you're getting value, then you got to do what you got to do. Sagan has 1 more year.
Lafreniere this is his 6th year, right? 4 of them have been contending teams. So I don't think that he
also had 4 coaches.
That's fine, but I'm saying he's been in more playoff teams than not.
But there's no consistency. I mean, Quinn's there, then he's gone. Gallant's here, is gone. Laviolette's here, is gone. Sullivan's here. I mean, and then this guy's gone, and this guy's traded. There's no.
That's the NHL.
No consistent. Is it? But is it though?
Yeah. Coaching carousel.
Tampa.
Again, you want to talk about the model franchises? It's different. We're not there yet.
Colorado. These are all Stanley Cup teams, but Colorado.
Right. Vegas has changes coaches like they change their underpants.
Do they though? Not recently.
They had DeBoer, right?
And they have what's his name?
DeBoer's already two.
No, but who's the coach?
Cassidy now.
Butch Cassidy. Yeah.
Yeah. Who did they have before Cassidy? It didn't go from DeBoer to Cassidy. There was someone else. I can't remember who, but
did they?
Oh, wasn't what's his name? Wasn't McClellan that coach for a year?
Todd McClellan?
Or that was the Kings.
The Kings. McClellan's the coach in Edmonton now, right?
Yeah.
Talk about being through 1,000 coaches. But I guess that's the way it is in a lot of ways. You can't fire the players; you just fire the coach.
Like I always say.
A new coach every 2 years is ridiculous, though. I mean that's just ridiculous.
Because this is going to bother me.
And Laviolette, for everyone wants to blame him.
Oh, they did it went straight from DeBoer to Cassidy. They had Gerard Gallant.
He got them to a cup final.
Yeah.
It's so funny though, because I'll tell you right now, we already seen Quinn only got one other job since the Rangers. He probably will never be a head coach again. I don't think Gallant had a heart attack. You heard that? I don't know if you heard that. He's having some heart complications, so he left the team in China.
Yeah, China.
Yeah, he left them. He's not coming back.
China.
And then I don't think you're going to see Laviolette coach again. I mean, the Rangers.
No, I think he's done.
Literally killed 3 coaches, like metaphorically killed 3 coaches.
If the Rangers didn't hire Laviolette, I don't think anyone was giving Laviolette another job other than the Rangers when we hired him. I think he was done.
You think he was done at that point too?
Yeah.
I mean, how many teams? I mean, he's had a nice career.
Yeah, it's a great career.
I mean,
I think Quinn will get another shot.
He'll get another shot with another rebuilding team.
But that's the thing. I wouldn't hire him to do that. If you're going to hire him. Don't just make him the next.
Yeah.
He was set up to fail in that situation.
Like I said, and I know you're not a Quinn guy, but I saw 5, maybe even 6 players have career years under Quinn. And I'm telling you now, maybe that pandemic doesn't happen. They're making the playoffs that year. And they're probably adding somebody. I don't know who that would have been. I don't know. Sam Bennett name came popping around. That's a mistake. They should have acquired him. That was a big mistake that they never got.
No,
him.
Sam Bennett was the next year.
Oh, was it? I'm
It
sorry.
was when
but I'm just still saying that they
was bought
again
out.
another missed opportunity for a guy that they should have acquired.
Yeah.
I would love to know. I don't know if you remember this. You remember when Jeff Gordon got fired?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make a trade at the trade deadline, and I remember, what's his name? Dolan was pissed, and he did say that they were close to making a hockey trade. I would love to know who they were thinking about for that trade deadline.
Get Brooks on the phone.
Yeah, I wish with a Ouija board.
Man, how much has he missed right now? Like
my God!
You brought it up, but it's
oh my God! It's not even funny. It's not even
letter.
funny. It's not even funny because I'll tell you right now. Like I said,
there's nothing.
You just get nothing out. And let's be fair. I mean, the stuff you're getting even out of the other media, out of the Canada, it's very superficial.
Right.
There's really nothing. Then maybe we'll get more the closer we get to the trade deadline, but it's a lot of hearsay and it's a lot of, guessing. Larry knew. And I knew it. I said it. And that was part of the reason why because I used to, especially this time of year, the Slapshot column, Shawn, on the weekend was must read because you got some kind of tidbit or used to get something of substance of something, someone they're targeting, someone they might be trading, something. You get nothing now. It's all, guessing.
Right.
But it is what it is. So I guess we'll see. I like I said, you said before, I don't think they make a trade before the trade. I think everything's done after the Olympics. That's my gut. I just think Jury's too much of a coward. I think he's gonna need to field like 1,000 offers. He's gonna wait and wait. That's what he does. He waits. That's what he does. All he does is wait until till players are worthless.
Well, that's my fear is Trocheck getting hurt in the Olympics.
Well, maybe Sullivan won't play him.
Well, see, here's the good thing with Trocheck is they don't have to trade him.
They don't have to trade him. That's the thing.
So you can wait till the off. Like I don't want to overreact if some of these guys aren't moved by the deadline, and a lot of the action is done in June and July.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no reason to overreact on that.
Yeah, I guess.
Susie will be moved. We know that. The UFAs will be moved.
Well, the two guys.
Right.
No one's taking Johnny Brodzinski.
But if they don't move Schneider, if they don't move Lafreniere, if they don't move Trocheck, and they wait until the offseason, what's the difference to us? I would like to see them move because it makes us it'll help us lose more games, in my opinion.
Oh, you're right.
And that's
you're right. You're right.
I don't want to take a chance of a 10-day winning streak.
Shawn, how bad will they? I mean, they're losing games now.
Yep.
You telling me they trade Panarin tomorrow? How much worse? They're going to sink like stones.
Yeah.
With no Fox and no Panarin, that power play will never score another goal the rest of the season. They'll go 0 for 50.
Just bump Lafreniere up.
Oh God, he's terrible.
Got to give him that PP time.
Oh, he's been so good. I think Carl Hagelin was better on the power play.
Oh my God! Remember how bad he was?
Remember Tortorella?
No, the other one. Who was the other guy? Grabner. They used to scream for Grabner.
Oh my God! Yes.
He can't play on the power play.
No. Penalty kill though. Woo!
Right.
He was money.
Great.
That guy.
Yeah. He needs 200 feet of clean ice.
That would talk about a great. I mean, Sather got a lot of criticism for bad free agent signings. That might be one of his best.
Grabner was phenomenal.
Another guy that freaking career got resurrected, huh? Mm-hmm. And got a huge contract leaving here. We have 2 straight 20-goal seasons after scoring 12.
No, didn't he have?
He had a big season with the Islanders. I think he scored 30. And then he went to Toronto, didn't he?
Bigger? Didn't he have a 30-goal season for us?
I thought it was 29.
29, 30.
I don't know if it was
27.
30.
27. 27 and 25.
Yeah.
Were his 2 seasons with us.
Yeah. And what did he go with when he left? What was his next best season? I don't think he
9.
lasted that contract. I think they bought him out.
9.
9.
He scored 2 goals with the Devils in 21 games after we traded him there.
Right.
And then 9 goals in 41 games for Arizona, 8 goals in 46 games for Arizona. And then COVID happened and he never came back to North America.
Yep. That was it. He got paid, though. He got paid.
Crazy. Yeah. We played him in the perfect role.
Yeah. I mean, they got him at the right time. I mean,
Right.
he just fit. There are guys, and like I said, I mean, there's just guys that fit. I mean, look at VC. I mean, VC was kind of like on the scrap heap. I mean, and he came here and he filled a need. He filled a role. He was great for us for the 3 years he was here. Fortunately, and he got hurt. He got hurt to end the season, then he got hurt to start the season.
Right.
He never got his footing again, and that was kind of it. But VC with us, he was great. He wasn't a 30-goal scorer.
Make him the GM.
Yeah, God, I'll take anyone.
Can we talk really quick? Because this is all right. So I got 2 things.
I hate him.
I got 2 things that have been bothering me from what I see people talking about.
I know what one of them is.
Yeah, we talked about it today.
Yeah.
Why does anyone in the world think? And I think it's lazy when people do this. I'll preface it with this. I think it's lazy because a lot of people who post shit, and listen, I don't know everyone's front offices to start saying, oh, I think this guy will be a good GM and this guy will be, this assistant over here, that guy's going to be great. I'm not in hockey circles like that where I would know. So that's why I just don't offer an opinion.
Right.
But these people who come out and saying, fire Drury and then bring in Brendan Shanahan. Why? Did anyone do less with more? I mean, he was talk about being handed the keys to a Ferrari.
The GM, though, president.
He oversaw everything. He could have. He hired the GM, and when things weren't going the way they should, he could have moved on from the GM or said, no, enough of this pussy bullshit. We can't beat Boston. We can't beat Florida. We can't beat these teams because we're not heavy enough. And you're not bringing in the right types of players, or you're loading up way too much on one end and not taking care of the back end, or not addressing the goaltending. Like, that was a shit show. You got Austin Matthews, Marner, Nylander. You signed Tavares.
Riley.
Well, Riley's all right. He's a little overrated in my opinion, but bottom line, nice player.
Jake Muzzin.
But you had all these guys that you drafted. That were drafted by Lou, and then he comes in, Shanahan comes in, and he couldn't win a playoff series with these guys. And that's who you want to replace Drury with? To me, he's the exact same thing as Drury. Another disgruntled ex-Ranger who was pissed off that
I have to see what I have to look to see what the years he was there, and then what their cap situation was when he got there, and also the moves that were made, the trades that were made.
Lamoriello set that up perfectly.
Okay. I still need to know who the guys were, who they made trades for, who they brought in to help better this club. Because you know what? I will take a GM or a president, and I'm not saying I want Shanahan or not. I'm not
right.
I can't give you an honest opinion. I need to do more a dive on it, but I want a guy that I'd rather have a guy come in and have balls and make moves and make trades and try to do things than a guy that stands on his head and sits on his hands and is afraid to move anybody or trade anyone unless it's a complete win or if it's for a draft pick.
Right.
And we've seen Ron Francis did it for years. And he got his second job. He still went to the Kraken.
I want nothing to do with Brendan Shanahan. I'm not saying I have the answer of who
no, I
should
don't.
get the job.
I wouldn't even know, Sean.
But
I wouldn't put it past Dolan if he fired Drury tomorrow. If Glenn Sather came back,
I'd be all right with that.
And the 80-something-year-old Glenn Sather,
I'd be totally fine with that.
I would put it past to bring Lamoriello in.
What does it matter how old he is? Does he need to lift a box? Everything can be done remotely these days.
We've seen what happened when we've had an absent, like a president that didn't have all his marbles. You're going to bring in a GM?
I think I'd be shocked if Sather isn't sharp as a tack still.
No, he probably is. But I mean, I would have put it past Sather. I would have put it past Dolan to say, all right, Drury sucks. I was wrong. But Dolan won't. I mean, he's going to ride this out until until he has no choice.
He just gave him an extension.
Well, he gave him an extension last. It's only a 2-year extension, though.
Still,
Drury's got 2 years.
Yeah.
He's got two. He's got, not counting this year. He's got next year and the year after. I'm telling you right now, Sean. If this, I mean, how many years are going to go without making the playoffs? And say this team goes 4 years without making the playoffs, you're keeping this guy around?
No, that won't happen.
I think the only way
that won't happen.
The only way he stays is if somehow a star lands in their lap and they make the playoffs. Same thing with Panarin. And I'm telling you, I don't know if Gordon gets fired if the whole Tom Wilson thing doesn't happen.
I think that I think the fact that they still weren't a playoff team and it was taking too long was the problem. Because remember when JD took the job and his opening press conference, when Davidson came in and he said, it's going to get done, but it's going to take some time. And this was after Gordon had already started. Like the letter was already written before JD got here. No,
it was. So
then he come in the next year.
The summer Davidson came in was the summer they made all the signings. It was Panarin.
Right.
Davidson was first, then Panarin, then Trouba, then
or
Trouba, then Panarin. Fox.
So the letter was already out there. The rebuild was already announced, and then they brought in JD. So Gordon had already started making moves, and acquiring draft picks and drafting these kids in the first round. And when Davidson came in, he still said this is going to take time, but we're going to do it right. And then they signed Panarin and make the trade for Trouba, like you said. This was not a quick turnaround in their eyes, and Dolan got impatient. And Drury got to Dolan. They called it a coup on national radio yesterday, during the week.
Yeah, I heard.
Was it what's his name? Mike Sullivan.
Called it a coup.
Not Mike Sullivan, Mike Johnson.
Well, Mike Johnson.
Yeah, Mike Johnson.
I from what I understand, and again, this is just what I think it was the Tom Wilson situation. Dolan put out the statement, and then Gordon and Davidson didn't back up Dolan, and Davidson wanted Gordon fired. Davidson said no, so Dolan fired both of them.
Gordon was getting fired at the end of that season.
I don't think so.
Drury was taking the Pittsburgh job. He was offered the Pittsburgh job.
They made Drury the associate GM.
Right, with the understanding that he was going to take over for Gordon at the end of the year. They weren't going to make the firing during the year. JD wasn't going to get fired.
That's not what I heard. That's not what I heard. Go back and look. Go back and do some digging. I'm pretty sure that it was because they separated themselves. JD or Gordon put out the statement that they didn't have anything to do with that statement. And then I think Dolan got pissed, told JD to fire Gordon.
Oh, yeah, that's all accurate.
And then JD said, no, I'm not firing him.
Right.
And they both got fired.
Right. No, I agree with everything you just said. But I'm saying in Dolan's mind, I think the decision to
I don't. I think there was what I know.
Yeah, I think there was an under the table agreement already made with Drury. Because
how bad? I mean, how bad does how great does Gordon look? I mean,
there's only 30
in Montreal.
There's only at that time. There's only 31 GM jobs in the league. Seattle wasn't a team yet, right? Were they?
5 years ago.
Yeah. All right. Either way. So there's 31, 32 jobs in the league. Drury wasn't passing up to go. Sullivan was the coach. He had Crosby still there, and Crosby's still doing great. So this is 5 years ago, Crosby.
I wish he went to Pittsburgh. God.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no way he passed up that job unless he was told the job's yours here.
Unless Dolan gave Drury more money to stay in New York and be the associate GM.
But who wants to be an associate GM when you're offered a GM job?
I guess.
And it wasn't like he was offered a GM job in Siberia. It was Pittsburgh.
I wish he would have went.
We all did.
I mean, that had to be. To me, that means Sather had definitely, because you really think James Dolan knows any. I mean, other than Drury being the captain of the Rangers, you think you think he knows anything of what Chris Drury does, unless he's just Drury's kissing his ass.
That's what I'm saying. Drury got to him.
Bootlicker, even worse. Hate him even more.
That's
God, I can't fucking stand him.
When you think of
stand him.
Yeah, when you think of the fact that it's been out there that he's not part of the old boys club of GMs, you know, it's probably a big reason. He's not well liked. So he's got Greer who likes him.
Great. Well, he's got Greer. You know, he's got his guys that he trades with.
Right. But it's not a wide casting net. I'm surprised that they made a trade with Carolina. I'm surprised that went down. Because Waddell seems to be a guy who's one of the old boys club guys. You know, the guy will always have employment in the NHL.
Yeah. Oh my God, he was a freaking Thrasher GM.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
He gets your franchise.
Columbus.
Yeah,
he was in Columbus. I don't know. What was the other thing? The Shanahan thing. What was the other thing?
Oh, the other one is. Can we talk about how little significance these guys have in on ice training when it comes to Jed Ortmeyer and Tanner Glass? Can we stop? Their title is player development, but it's teaching kids to be professionals. It's taking college kids that have never. What do we do now? How do we become professionals off the ice? That's what they're mentors. Guys are not struggling on the power play because of Jed Ortmeyer.
I get the optics of it, and I think that's what people see. Plain and simple, Sean. I just think that's what they see.
Was it Ricky?
They see Ortmeyer. They see Ortmeyer. Well, they see Ortmeyer. They see Tanner Glass. They see Steve Eminger as a professional scout. They see Ryan Clough. They see failure. That's what they see.
Mark Stahl
and
failure.
I mean, again, I think that they're just bringing back. I mean, Blake Wheeler has a fucking job in the organization.
Fine. So what's wrong with that? It's great. Long-time professional.
I mean, but what are we doing though? I mean, are
there other teams that have something different?
I don't know. I don't know what other teams do. I just know that that's the optics of it.
But all that job is, like I said, is just that they're the eyes in the sky that as far as their development. They're not the ones on the ice developing kids. They're almost like internally scouting what someone needs, right, and then working with the coaches to help with that. And again, they're mentors. They're off ice mentors.
Whatever. I honestly, I don't put that much. I don't really care.
It's frustrating.
I'm just saying a lot of bad optics about it, and that's really what it comes down to.
Where's their Jed Ortmeyer hate? I get the Tanner Glass shit because people hated Tanner Glass because he played over Bushnevich in a playoff game.
I just think people are looking for someone to blame.
But am I misremembering? Was Ortmeyer not liked by the fan base?
I think I liked him. I think you know he was another one of those guys that was on that 2003-2004 team.
But he was like on his way to, probably wearing a letter at some point before his injury happened.
Well, did they trade him or they
because his back was fucked up. Did he have degenerative back issue or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that. Yeah. I can see the Tanner Glass thing, right? I agree with you. Yeah. I don't understand. I just think it has to do with the hatred for Drury, and it just trickles down.
Right.
I do. No one seemed to care that Sather's son was a scout in the organization for fucking 10 years.
Right.
Shannon Sather, I think was it Shannon Sather?
No,
anyway, but his son, but he was a scout in the organization for 10 years.
And that's at least nepotism. So if you want to get mad at nepotism, fine. But these other guys, it's not nepotism. It's they're former NHL players that are teaching young kids how to be NHL players.
But what I understand, from what I've heard, Tanner Glass is an awesome guy.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I've heard stories. I mean, and Ranger fans should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
I was not a Trocheck fan. I did not like Ryan Reeves. There was a lot of guys, but I would never be rude to a player. Would I go out of my way to see them or meet them or talk to them? No, I wouldn't. But I wouldn't like I heard a story that a group of fans, Tanner Glass was signing something, and he turned to someone like, "Oh, do you?" And someone said, "I don't want to. I don't want nothing to effing do with you." And they turn their back on him. I'm like, dude, listen, you don't like
That's
the
trying to
guy.
be nice. Yeah.
Just say, "Whoa, listen, no, thanks, Tanner, I'm good, thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate it." I mean, he's a human being. I mean, you don't
Yeah.
like the way he plays on the ice, fine. You don't. They hated his contract, the 3 years. It is what it is. I mean, that was Glenn Sather's thing. Whether it was Bugard, Aaron Asham, Mike Rupp, I mean, the list goes on and on. That was his thing. You had to have a goon. John Scott, I mean, Aaron Voros. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I mean, don't be mean to. These are human beings. And when you and I could complain about these things, and I sit back and I'm like, I've met some of these guys. They're awesome.
Right.
They're great guys. I've met Zibanejad. He's an awesome dude. I've met Trouba. He's a great guy. I mean, the way I feel about them as hockey players has nothing to do with how I feel about them as a person.
Right.
And like I said, I mean, if I went outside and I ran into Vinny Trocheck, I say, "Hey, Vinny, what's going on?" And that's it. Would I take a picture of them? Probably not. I'd say hello to him. I would say, have a great season, have a great night, or whatever, and that would be the end of it. But people, man, they can't separate it. I mean, it's pathetic and it's sad, and it makes our fan base look like assholes.
Unfortunately, I think every fan base is the same. There's just
I don't think in St. Louis they're like that.
Just for baseball. I don't know if Blues fans are the same.
I don't know.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean, you want to go through the game? I'm kidding.
No, I don't want. There's not one more game this year I want to talk about.
No, I'm with you. So how many games do they have left? There's like 37 games. Is that right?
They've played. Fuck, I gotta get back to that.
51. They played 51 games.
Yeah, so you're better at math than me.
So there's 82 games. So they have 31 games. 31 games. Yeah.
Yes.
How many of those 31 games do you think they win?
12.
10. I was gonna say 10, but 12 probably more, and throw some loser points in there too. Yeah, you're about right. I would say about 10, between 10 and 12.
They'll get to 33 to 35.
Oh, and Sean, and I'm telling you now, the 3 or 4 game winning streak, it's going to come at some point. I thought it was going to come after that Flyer game, but it's coming. It's coming. They'll probably beat the Islanders next week. They'll probably beat the Islanders on the 29th.
They're still fighting, man. Like I've watched the end of the Anaheim game. I saw the third period of the Anaheim game, the third period of the Kings game.
Right.
And they're fighting to the end in these games.
Good.
I'm saying, like, it's not like they're giving up.
They're not rolling over.
No.
And that's, I mean, that's even more of annoyance to me. Like, where was this against Boston, against Ottawa? Where was this fight?
They've shown it this year. Again, not every team shows up to 82 games, but they've shown up the majority of
since that Winter Classic game. They have not shown up other than the game against Philly, which if you think about it, if they didn't jump out to a 3-0 lead on 3 shots, would that game have gone? How would that game have gone?
Yeah, I thought Philly had them hemmed in their zone until they scored. And Philly took a 1-0 lead.
Too funny. But no, this was good. So we will, if anything does break, we'll see what happens next week. Guys, we're not going to keep doing shows and talking about the same thing.
No.
If something comes up, we'll either jump on, we'll do a live, we'll do something. We'll try to have guests on, we'll talk some prospects, but for Sean and I to sit here and for 2 hours and talk again about about where Panarin's going, or where we think Zibanejad's going to play next season, or if Lafreniere is going to get traded. I don't know about you. I don't have it in me.
I don't have it
every
in me
week.
This is
every week.
Right.
We will think of some ideas so we can do some shows down the road. Maybe we'll do some kind of ideas with the draft and some stuff like that. But to sit here and find out where these guys are going, I just don't have it. I don't got it.
addressing every rumor is very, very tough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
until something actually happens, or
Right.
like you said, we can get I'll
Right.
also talk to Steve because I want to ask him, and Steve Cornianos, but
Right.
what I'm saying, when does he feel like he's got his homework done to really come on and talk about it? Does he want to talk about it the week before the draft and we just wait for that, or do we talk to him soon?
Well, we could have him on twice. I mean, if he's down to talk,
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk to him about the season and how it's progressed. We don't have to just talk about the draft,
right?
Where they've gone wrong, how he feels about where they are now opposed to where they were in 18. I mean, there's a lot of little.
I also want to ask him, and I'll ask him this also because again, I'm hoping that some of our trades that we make here are not just for picks, but they're for some prospects.
I don't know the way this GM is operated.
We'll see, but I don't know how much. Like once guys are drafted, does he lose touch on those guys? Is he always just preparing for the next draft as opposed to continuing to watch prospects? I know Russ is a prospects guy just as much as he's a draft guy.
Right.
So it's not like the draft.
Have you asked Russ about Minnesota's prospect pool?
No, I'll text him later. Tomorrow. I'll ask him.
I'm curious because I'm hearing a lot of Trocheck to Minnesota. I'm hearing a lot of that.
It's just the relationship that they have with.
I'm just saying that's the one thing that I've heard a lot of. So, all right. If we hear anything or if anything comes down the pike, you'll see us again.
Yep.
All right. Have a great night.
Too.
Later.